Hey everyone, just want to kind of do a video of my 28 by 28 tubular steel building. What we have here, I have the pewter gray with the black roof that you can see up there. I'm going to give you guys a walkthrough of what it looks on the outside. I just had it put up yesterday, so this is 11 feet tall sides, and then I upgraded and got the 5/16 pitch roof, so it didn't look quite as tubular building-ish, I guess, and matched the house a little bit better. So you can see the peak is way up there. It's, I believe, 17 feet or 16 feet 10 inches, I guess, based off the 28-foot width. And so it's pretty good height up there. I'll show you guys when we get in the building. But just kind of doing a walk around here. I got 2 windows on the back. I didn't want to put a ton of windows just for security and stuff. People looking at them. And so I went with 2 on the back. They're pretty high off the ground. They're 4 foot on the inside though, so it actually works out pretty well. I can see out of them. And then if you come around here, you can kind of see the side profile of the building a little bit better. There's my other car parked outside. Didn't have enough money in the budget for a 3-car garage. So I kind of want to talk about the concrete out here, because that was probably the worst part of this whole experience. It was, so all the stuff that you have right there under the grass and stuff, that's actually 4 feet of dirt over top of that. So that concrete goes down from the top of the concrete all the way to the bottom of the footer. It's about 5 feet on this side. So this side was really sloped down, and they had to pour pretty tall piece of concrete here, and that was a process. So the forms ended up having to be rebuilt like 2 times just so the concrete guy felt secure and could get those poured correctly. So it was supposed to be about a month process for the whole concrete, probably less than that. And I started it in mid-September, and it was probably towards the end of October before it was poured, just because it was, a pretty crazy process. And then I had him come back and grade out all the dirt and stuff so that I could, not have a giant 4-foot wall of concrete going on over here. So it looks pretty good now. Hopefully the grass will start growing and won't look like a mud pit. So I'm gonna take you guys just back around the building, and then I'll take you guys in front so you can kind of see what's going on here with that. So yeah, like I said, this side the concrete was only like 5 inches out of the ground. So it was a 4.5-foot drop on this side. So I'm gonna take you guys back out front so you can see what's going on here. I did 10 by 8 doors, which I'm really glad that I did. I didn't want to do full 10 by 10 because I may replace these at some point with regular garage doors, and 10 by 10s would drive up the cost for those considerably to get a residential garage door in 10 by 10. And just thinking ahead, I went with that. I thought about leaving them off completely, but when I ordered the building, it was, I believe, like $780 for the frame out, and then $1,100 for the door part of it. And I'll have a whole cost breakdown at the end, but that kind of swayed my decision to just go ahead and put the doors on, and then take them off later if I need to. So you can see this is what the front of the building looks like. It's a little overcast today, so actually drizzling out here, but yeah, I think it looks good. I have a gray shed over here, so I was kind of trying to match that. The metal roof on that shed matches pretty good. The gray, it's okay. It looks good though. I'm really glad that I went with the vertical panels instead of the horizontal. I think it just makes it look so much better than a lot of metal buildings that I see out here. The other thing I did, besides the 512 pitch to make it look a little bit more residential, is I went with thicker panels. So I went with the 26 gauge steel, and that really, I think, made it just look a lot better. You can see from the side profile there's no like oil canning going on here, and I think that really helped. Just, you know, when they were putting it together, it gave it a lot of strength. Panels didn't get messed up or anything. And one of the things I was paying attention to, that I think you guys should pay attention to when they're installing it, is like on the roof, if they over tighten the screws, you'll get you know, bent or wavy panels, and you can tell that they're too tight by that waviness. And when they're too tight, they'll actually pop the seals on the screws. And those guys were, you know, meticulous. I think I haven't seen any waviness. There was a little bit of waviness on the panel, like right up, I guess, at the front, like first panel right there. And they were back up there. I didn't have to say anything. These guys were amazing. They were back up there. They took the screws out, or loosened the screws. I don't know. And they were checking them all, and I could tell they were, you know, paying attention to what they were doing. So I was very pleased with the installers. Not so much with the company that I bought it from, because there was a lot of delays that they just, you know, were. Anyway, it was a process. So the installers were great. So I'm gonna take you guys in here. So once again, this is a 28 by 28 512 pitch roof, and it's 11-foot walls. Like I said, 16 foot 10 inches to the peak. Sorry for the echo. It's you know, there's no insulation in here, which is coming, possibly. I think I'm going to do that. I don't know what I'm going to do, spray foam or foam sheets, or I don't know. I don't even know yet. So first is obviously electricity. I really need lights in here and stuff. So I think probably that, I mean, that is going to be the first thing. So the only thing I did get is insulation on the roof. Sorry, it's raining a little bit, so you might hear that on the roof. I got this like bubble insulation on the roof. The only reason I did that is for keeping the building from sweating. Everything I'd read is this insulation doesn't do anything, right? It's junk. It's no R value, probably 2 or 3. But everything I read said to go ahead and do that because you can't do it after the fact. And what it does is it acts more of a moisture barrier than necessarily a actual insulation value. So that just keeps your building from sweating. So I did have them go ahead and put that in. You can see they did a nice job. There's pretty well done. You know, there's some light coming through in the corners. I think a lot of people, you know, complain about that, but that's, if you look at how they're constructed, that's the way it's going to be until you get some insulation up there in the corners and stuff. So no big deal. There's no light leakage out of like major panels, as you can see. Like I said, I think the installers did a fantastic job. Everything, like, they were super meticulous with what they were doing. And so let me take you guys in the corner to try and give you a better view of like how big this is. So like I said, this is 28 by 28. So you can kind of see how much room I have here. And I'll just walk over here so you guys can see. There's plenty of room to walk between the truck. And this, for reference, is a 22-foot long, it's extended cab, 8-foot bed truck. So it is not short at all. We're, like I said, 22 feet. Sorry again for the rain. It's coming down hard now, and I'll try and wrap this up. But I mean, I can walk through here even with the door closed. It's, you know, no problem. So, like I said, I'm really happy with the building. I am very happy with the installers. I know there's a lot of horror stories of bad installations and bad buildings. But yeah, I'm pleased with it. If you notice, the other thing I did, 2 other things in here. So because of vertical panels, there's this bracing that, you know, goes all the way around. So that really strengthens this up. And then the other thing, 1, 2, so these are 4 feet across. And if you know anything about framing, sheeting, plywood type stuff, you'll know that 4 feet is exactly the width of plywood. So 4x8 plywood is going to go super easy up here. So that I just went ahead and did that. It was more expensive, but I strongly, like, if you're putting one of these up, the default is 5 feet, and that just turns into an absolute nightmare when you're framing it out. So I'd strongly recommend that you guys do 4 foot on center post. And for my building, it actually made it really easy because, you know, it's 28 feet across, right? 28 feet, and then 28 feet the other way, so 28 by 28. And that means it's split up evenly with 4 foot sections, which makes it super, super easy when I'm going to go to frame this building. And that was a plus when I realized that out of the framing. So yeah, you can see the kind of the roll up doors here. They're pretty good. Like I said, I did get the one thing I do want to talk about here, I guess, with the doors, the other thing real quick. You can see here, I got the chain lifts. That was extra. I think it was like $100 extra or something. But what I've heard, and I don't know if this is true, there's a adapter. So there's a chain up here, if you can see that. And there's an adapter you can get for a regular LiftMaster side mount, and in like an extended sprocket type thing. I haven't looked too much into it. I saw some people do this, and all you do is you'll take this chain thing off and then hook it right into the chain that goes there, and then you don't have to do any fabrication or extensive changes to get like a electric lift, electric garage door opener on the doors. And I mean, like I said, it was only like $100. The other thing, if you noticed, when I was on the front of the building, there's no like latches on the front. They're internal. So you can see like right there, those latches. And I think it just makes it a lot cleaner looking than a lot of some of the other steel building roll-up doors that I've seen. From a distance, it definitely doesn't look like a roll-up door because you don't have those big latches on the front. So yeah, I'm rambling at this point. Like I said, next thing is going to be electricity. Obviously, that's the first thing. And then I'm going to coat the garage floor. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to do, you know, I don't know yet. I'm looking at Hellfire coating because it's a little bit easier to put down than some of the other ones. I'm not looking for looks. I want something I'm going to use my garage in. Like, you know, it's going to be a working garage. There's going to be 2-post lift here and here. So this is minimum 5-inch thick concrete all the way across. I believe the concrete guy was saying because it was so high over here, we ended up just the last little bit as he was evening out. He was like, we'll just make it, like, it'll end up being like 6 inches actually across. Instead of bringing in a lot more dirt, we just did 1 extra inch. So it's minimum of 5 inches. It might be like 5 inches over here in the short side if, you know, it slipped down or whatever. But it's minimum of 5 inches. I think by the time it was all said and done, it ended up being 6 inches. So plenty thick concrete for that. And yeah, so I'm excited. I got the middle 36 inches, so it's 3 feet of space. And then I'll divide that in half and put the lift kind of like right there in between these two grooves. And then same thing on the other side, there's 2 feet. And so the lift will go right here, and here is what I'm thinking. Plenty of room for that, and then still leave room for the other vehicle to open doors and stuff like that, I think. So we'll see. Lift is definitely after the electricity and probably framing or sheeting, I should say. I don't know. Depends on if I catch a lift on sale or something during the summer. So I really need to do some maintenance work on this car. It's getting up there 30-something thousand miles, and so it needs its rear differential oil change and all that stuff. It would just be easier on a lift. Not that I can't do it on the ground. I've been doing it on the ground for a long time. But lifts are so cheap now, so it's definitely in the budget. And they're like $2,500 for one, which is crazy to think about. So anyway, like I said, I'm rambling. Let me know, guys. This is my first YouTube video. Well, I've done some in the past, but first one in a really long time. And so, yeah, here's a final look at it. So let me know if you have any comments, questions, suggestions. I try and keep putting these together as I'm doing this. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. See ya.